The White Tower calls to you on the winds of magic. You feel the pull of ancient wisdom, elegance, and quicksilver precision. But you wonder, are the High Elves the army you're destined to play? Well, wonder no more, because by the end of this video, you'll know everything you need to make that choice easy. It's hammer time. Hey old worlders, Stefan here for Hammer Time, and I can tell you that deciding what army you want to play is the first step and probably one of the most important decisions you can make when you're starting out with Warhammer the Old World. However, if you're new and you know little about the playable factions, deciding which one to pick can be difficult. That's why in this video I'm breaking down what makes the High Elves unique and why they could be your perfect match or not. Here's a rundown of the topics I'm discussing in each video and why. The lore. The lore is the story behind your army, who they are, why they fight, and what drives them. This matters because you'll enjoy the game so much more when you connect with that story. If a faction's history or attitude speaks to you, every battle will feel more meaningful. You won't just be pushing around models, you'll be commanding an army you believe in. The look. The look is the first thing that draws you in. Colors, the armor, the style, the overall vibe of the army. This matters because you'll be painting and building these models, and that takes time and care. If you love how your army looks, you'll stay motivated and proud to show it off. Your army's look is also how you express yourself in the hobby. It's your personal stamp on the tabletop. Playstyle. The playstyle is how your army actually performs in battle, how it moves, how it fights, how it wins. This matters because different armies fit different personalities. Maybe you like charging headfirst into combat, or maybe you prefer strategy, magic, or precise coordination. When your army's playstyle matches with how you play, the game just clicks. It feels natural. It's fun, it's rewarding from the very first match. Battalion boxes. At the end of each faction video, I'll go over that army's battalion box. It's a great way to start collecting from Games Workshop. I'll break down what's inside and show you a simple 750-point starter army list and give a few suggestions of what to buy next to expand your force. Now let's go into it, starting with the lore. So, who are the High Elves? The High Elves, or Aesir, are one of the oldest and most powerful civilizations in Warhammer the Old World. They ruled from the shining Isle of Ulthuan, a realm of gleaming white towers, ancient magic, and proud tradition. The High Elves see themselves as the guardians of order and balance, the ones who keep the world from descending into chaos. They're wise, they're elegant, and incredibly disciplined, but also proud, stubborn, and sometimes blind to their own flaws. For millennia, they've stood apart from the rest of the world, convinced that they only truly understand how civilization should be preserved. Ulthuan is divided into 10 kingdoms, each ruled by a noble prince or princess, and united under the Phoenix King, who reigns from the glittering city of Lothern. Alongside him stands the Everqueen, a timeless figure of nature and renewal, the embodiment of life, beauty, and balance that defines their culture. Each kingdom has its own flavor. Kalador is home to the fiery dragon princes, knights who ride ancient dragons into battle. Sapphire is the land of knowledge and sorcery, where the White Tower of Hoeth houses the great wizards in the world. Naggareth, once the heart of the Elven Empire, became a cursed and broken realm after a civil war that gave rise to the Dark Elves of Naggaroth, the Aesir's greatest enemies and bitter reflections of what they once were. The Empire of Man often looks to Ulthuan for wisdom and guidance, and while the High Elves respect humanity's potential, they see them as impulsive and dangerously short-sighted. Their oldest and most tragic relationship, though, is with the Dwarves. Once, elves and dwarves fought side by side until pride and misunderstanding ignited the War of the Beard, a feud that still smolders even in the present age. When the High Elves go to war, they do so with precision and purpose. Their armies are disciplined, graceful, and devastatingly efficient. Ranks of spearmen hold firm against the enemy, while archers unleash storms of arrows from afar. Silver helms and dragon princes charge in like lightning, and mages bend the will of magic to their will. Their leaders, proud princes, wise mages, and even mighty dragons, embody both the nobility and the arrogance of their kind. Among their greatest heroes are Tyrion, the unmatched champion of Ulthuan, and his twin brother Teclis, the most gifted sorcerer of the age. Together, they symbolize everything the High Elves stand for: courage, brilliance, and the fragile line between greatness and downfall. What makes the High Elves iconic is that balance between beauty and tragedy. They are the heirs of a golden age that's slowly fading, still unmatched in grace and mastery, yet haunted with their own pride. They fight not just to defend the world, but to prove they still deserve to lead it. Look and feel. The High Elves are one of the most elegant and visually striking armies in Warhammer the Old World. Their miniatures are slender, tall, and graceful, capturing that perfect balance between beauty and strength. Every detail, from their finely crafted armor to their flowing robes, speaks of precision and pride. Their armies shine on the battlefield in pure silvers, whites, rich blues, and touches of gold. The color palette gives them a clean, noble look that stands out against the darker, grittier forces of the Old World. Even their banners and shields carry crisp and flowing designs, sunbursts, phoenixes, and motifs of light and magic. Their monsters are no less majestic. Dragons, phoenixes, and griffins soar alongside their army, not as brutal beasts, but as graceful symbols of power and purity. Each creature feels like an extension of the elves themselves, controlled, ancient, radiant. When ranked up on the tabletop, the High Elves army looks disciplined and regal. Neat lines of shining armor, elegant cavalry, and towering creatures that dominate the field without ever looking savage. It's a clean, balanced aesthetic. Everything about them feels refined, timeless, and purposeful. Painting them can be a joy for anyone who loves clean lines and stark contrasts. The bright armor and crisp colors reward careful brushwork, and when they're finished, the army looks like it stepped right out of a myth. Radiant, organized, and ready to bring order to chaos. Playstyle and accessibility, how they fight. The High Elves are a fast, precise, and unforgiving army. They thrive on positioning, timing, and coordination. Every move matters. The troops hit hard, but they can't take much punishment in returns, which means victory often depends on striking at the right place and the right time. This isn't an army you can just throw into the fight and hope for the best. Most of the units are fragile, relying on speed, skill, and synergy rather than brute strength. In popular gaming terms, the High Elves are a glass cannon, capable of devastating power, but only if handled with care. Their armies combine precision, shooting, and deadly close combat. But their ranged attacks are supportive, not dominant. They're not a traditional gunline army. Instead, their archers and bolt throwers are there to pick off key threats, thin out lighter units, and create openings for their melee fighters to deliver the killing blow. Their true strength lies in their elite combat units. Swordmasters of Hoeth, White Lions of Krace, and Phoenix Guard, all capable of cutting through enemies with surgical precision when used at the right moment. Magic is another defining pillar of their playstyle. The High Elves are one of the most magical armies in the Old World, boasting some of the best wizards and magical items in the game. The mages are not only powerful in combat, but can also enhance other units with enchanted items and abilities, giving you endless ways to customize and empower your army. Whether you want to dominate the magic phase or subtly tip the odds in your favor, the Aesir's mastery of sorcery is unmatched. To command the High Elves effectively, you'll need patience, precision, and strong movement skill. They reward players who can think ahead, those who plan their charges, set traps, and strike only when the timing is perfect. Their speed gives them control of the battlefield, but one mistake can unravel everything. For beginners, this makes them a challenging but deeply rewarding army. If you enjoy armies that reward clever play, control, and finesse, and you love the idea of combining martial skill with magical power, then the High Elves are probably a perfect fit for you. The Battalion Box. Now, in my video on how to start Warhammer the Old World without feeling lost, I explained that the best way to start collecting for almost every faction is its Battalion Box. And for the High Elves, that's no different. Their Battalion Box is a perfect entry point in my opinion. It includes a balanced mix of core and elite units, giving you a strong foundation for your army right out of the box. Inside, you'll find 32 Elven Spearmen, 32 Elven Archers, and 2 chariots that can either be built as a Tyrannoc or Lion Chariot of Thrace. This set gives you a cohesive and effective starting force that both looks great on the table and captures the essence of the High Elves perfectly. And to make things even greater, I've written a 750-point beginner army list based on the contents of this box. You can find that pinned in the comments below. It's a ready-to-go setup of what you can build with the box, paint it, and you play it straight away. No extra purchases needed. After the Battalion box, the best expansions I'd recommend are 2 character models, a mage and a noble. These immediately add a general and a spellcaster to your force, 2 essential roles that introduce key parts of the game, namely leadership and magic. In conclusion, the High Elves are a medium-cost army. You won't need huge numbers of models, but many of their elite units and characters are detailed and can take some time to paint. But the good news is, every model feels special. Even your basic troops look impressive when ranked up. And if you love the idea of a noble, ancient civilization fighting to preserve beauty and order in a chaotic world, and you want that army that plays with elegance, precision, and style, the High Elves might be the perfect fit for you. They're beautiful to collect, rewarding to play, and carry some of the richest history in Warhammer the Old World. Every battle you fight with them feels like part of a fading legend, and you're the one that's keeping the legend alive. And that's the High Elves, ancient, noble, and ever watchful from across the seas. The mastery of magic and elegance in battle is unmatched, but even they can't hold back the tides of war forever. Because across the great ocean, another power rises, one forged not by centuries of grace, but by sheer determination and faith. Up next, we journey to the old world itself to meet the resolute defenders of mankind, the Empire of Man. It's time to trade robes for steel and grit. I'll see you there.